Hello, young scholars. This is Mr. Martirone, and in today's video, I'm going to present to you your first public speaking assignment on this day in history. Now, young scholars, you guys know that history happens every day. Some events are significant. Some events you will remember where you are for the rest of your lives. People will always remember where they were on Tuesday, September 11th, 2001, or Friday, November 22nd, 1963, or Sunday, December 7th, 1941. These are all dates that have had a profound influence on American and world history. Your goal is to research your day in history and present what happened on that day and how it changed world history. Public speaking is an important skill and must be practiced and rehearsed. Scholars will find that the mastery of public speaking will offer them tremendous opportunities in the future. Those of you that don't consider yourself strong public speakers can use this as an opportunity to develop those skills to become a better public speaker in the future. Studies show that students who can own a room and master the skill or the art of public speaking will go on to have even greater successes in college and in life. Because as we know, one of the most important skills you can have is to have an idea and be able to explain that idea or concept to a room of people. All right, young scholars, the task is very simple. So for those of you that are in-person students, look at the date you selected or were given. Pick any event from history. You might want to start with a generic Google search, and then when you find an event that you are interested in, maybe you want to do some follow-up research. You can check out books from the library. You can also start with your textbook. That actually is a good place to start. As you're conducting your research, the most important thing that you want to be able to do is you want to be able to explain why your event is important in history and how it shaped world history. For those of you that are in-person students, you will be presenting in front of the class. You will be allowed one 3x5 index card with talking points. It's important to remember you don't want to write your entire presentation on the note card. Rather, you want to have an idea or an outline of what you want to say, sort of like a checklist. You must present for 1 minute and 30 seconds. Similarly, for those of you that are virtual students, again, you will pick a date that you selected, you will research your topic, and instead of presenting in front of the class, you will be presenting live in front of your screen. And those of you that are in the audience, it's important to have your cameras on and be attentive listeners. The biggest difference between virtual students and in-person students, virtual students will present for 2 minutes and 30 seconds as opposed to 1 minute and 30 seconds. All right, young scholars, so a couple common questions concerning this assignment. The most common one is, what if I pick a date and it falls on a weekend? It's not a problem. Very simple. If your date falls on a Saturday, easy, you present on Friday. If your date happens to fall on a Sunday, you present on Monday. It's not a problem. Another question that I have is, what if our class doesn't meet on my day? Again, not a problem. You just present the next day our class meets. So we might have 2 presentations on that day. The next common question, what if I'm absent? Again, not a problem. You will present the next day you're in school. It's not a big deal. And then another common question I have is, what if I'm an in-person student but appear online? What if I have to quarantine or travel or what have you? Very simple. You would then follow the rules and procedures for the online assignment, which is the 2 minute and 30 second presentation. Easy. All right, young scholars, so how will you be evaluated on this assignment? This is what you're all concerned about. So this is a 50-point test grade. I'm going to be evaluating your public speaking skills, the organization component to your statement, how well you connect with your audience, how you present your factual information, and your presentation length. So we'll start with public speaking. I'm going to be looking at, do you make eye contact with your audience? Or are you just reading off of your screen or you're reading off of a note card? Again, you want to be able to connect to your audience. You want to look at them. You want to read the tone of the people that you're speaking to. Do you have a formal or informal tone? Depending on what topic you selected for your historical day, that's going to be pretty relevant. For example, if you're talking about a major event of the Holocaust or World War II or the Crusades or some dramatic event in history that's serious, you want to have a serious tone. But maybe you're presenting about something that's comical or something that's funny. It's okay to have jokes. It's okay to open up. It's okay to ask questions, as long as they're rhetorical questions to your audience. Next, I'm going to be looking at your organization. Are your remarks laid out in an organized fashion so that shows a logical progression of thought? And this is important because really what separates A's from B's in this regard is A students have a well-organized speech or remarks prepared, while other students just have random thoughts, incomplete thoughts, and facts that are just laid out and thrown out to the audience. The next, I'm going to be looking at how well you connect with the people in the room or online. All right, it's a difficult task. Do you start by opening a joke? Do you start by asking a question? How well do you engage your audience? For this, I'm going to be looking at the people online and in the classroom. Are they bored with what you're saying, or are they engaged? And there's a way to read the body language. Next, I'm going to be looking at your factual information. Do you just throw facts out at everyone, hoping that we don't fact check anything? Or do you throw attribution? Do you say, according to this article or according to this study? Do you, in essence, cite where you're getting your information from? Is it factual and is it accurate? And then finally, I'll be looking at your presentation length. Do you meet the minimum requirements, 1 minute and 30 seconds for an in-person presentation and 2 minutes and 30 seconds for a virtual presentation? That's an easy way to get your 10 points. So combined, public speaking, organization, connection, factual information, and presentation length will get you or earn you your 50 points. All right, young scholars, the final piece of advice is to dress for success. So whenever you're addressing your classmates, whether it's in world cultures or another class, you always want to dress the part. And there's a couple reasons for that. And I think you would all agree that when you get dressed up, you have a tendency to be on your A game. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying you need to go out and buy a new outfit. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is, if you know that you're going to be presenting or speaking online or in front of your classmates or teachers, you want to look the part because it adds credibility to your presentation. So, gentlemen, I'm recommending a nice shirt or a shirt and tie with nice pants. Ladies, I'm also recommending a nice shirt or blouse with also nice pants. Again, I'm not going to nitpick with your ensemble, but I would encourage you to avoid looking sloppy, wearing leggings or ripped jeans or just a t-shirt or just a hoodie. You want to look the part. You want to look nice. Again, having a well-groomed person standing in front of you giving a presentation adds credibility to your presentation. A great example, in the 1960 presidential debate between John Kennedy and Richard Nixon, John Kennedy looked the part. Not saying Richard Nixon looked sloppy, but John Kennedy had a nice, tailored-looking suit. He was tan, he looked healthy. Richard Nixon's suit really didn't fit him that well, and he looked kind of jaunt. As a result, people who heard the debates on the radio gave the edge to Nixon, while those people that saw the debate on television gave the edge to Kennedy. Appearance matters. So again, don't stress out, but just have an idea of something that works for you and works well for you. The final thing I will say, have fun with the presentation. Have fun with your speech. Pick an event that's not boring. Pick an event that you're interested in. Pick an event that you think your classmates will be interested. Have fun with this assignment. Those of you that have fun, or those students that tend to have fun with their presentations and look at this as more of an opportunity to talk to their classmates rather than talk at them, have a tendency to do better on this assignment. Remember, at the end of the day, all you're doing is having a talk with your classmates. Good luck, young scholars, and let me know with whatever questions you have.